Hey friends, today we are going to discuss another very interesting and very fun topic of graphical user interface in Python part 2. Friends, in the previous video we have discussed about what is graphical user interface and how to build GUI in Python. So guys, if you are new in GUI building or if you don't have any idea about what is GUI, I will suggest you guys please refer the previous video so that you will get a brief about what is GUI. I have explained everything in detail, and I hope you guys will have will feel very beneficial with that videos. So let's begin today's session. So hello everyone, I am Ayush Chatpalliwar, student of Priyadarshini Indira Gandhi College of Engineering. Welcome you in this video tutorial. I am an expert in Python and Dr. Nilesh Sherke sir has made me expert in Python programming. His mission is to make India coaching free, and this is my small contribution towards his mission. So let's start with our today's lecture. So before going for the coding, let's see what is tkinter. In the previous I have explained what is tkinter, but still I'll give a short brief about it because it's the most important library today we are going to use again. Tkinter is a GUI library in Python which supports GUI programming, and with the combination of tkinter, uh, GUI building is very fast and very easy. So friends, today we'll see how to build a simple calculator in Python with the help of GUI. And on the screen, you can see that there is a GUI window. So we'll try to build the same video using Python. And the window contains three labels. That is, one is the heading label, two is, and the two are enter number one and number two, and two simple input boxes so that user can enter two numbers. And here five buttons are given. First is the plus button for the addition of two numbers. Second is the minus button for the subtraction of two numbers. Similarly, multiplication and division for the same two numbers. And here is a clear button so that when someone clicks the clear button, the input fields will get clear if they are filled with two numbers, and the result will be displayed here. So let's try to build this. So friends, today we are again going to use the Spider editor, and if anyone is having any kind of problem in installing Anaconda Spider editor, they can see Dr. Nilesh Sherke sir's previous video of how to install Anaconda. So friends, I'll take a new file. So let me first save it. I'll save it simply as calculator GUI. Okay, so let's begin. So to use graphical user interface in Python, the most important module is tkinter. So first we will import the tkinter. It's same as from tkinter import star. So we have successfully imported the tkinter module. Just one line is enough. So now we'll make a window, an object of tkinter module, so that we can use the window. So we'll name the object as win, short of window. Win equals to tk. Sorry, yes, that's it. This will do our window. And to see the window, as I explained, we need a function win dot main loop. This function holds the what we can say, holds the window, so that it is appeared on the screen. If we don't apply the win.mainLoop function, we cannot see the window. So this function is for that. So let's see if we have got the window. Yes friends, you can see this, our window is here. You can see. So its title is TK. So let's change its title. You know the function, I think. It's win.title, title function. Inside this, in the quotes, we can give the name. I'll name it as calculator or GUI calculator. GUI, sorry, GUI of calculator. Okay, that's it. And now let's set the geometry for the same using the win.geometry. Win.geometry. So let's give the geometry for this. So let's try for 360 cross 360. It's given in cross, and fix its location to appear on the screen. I want it to be appeared in the center, so I'll just give two more attributes in the form of plus, that is 550 plus 200. Okay, let's check. Oh, sorry, it's plus 550 plus. Yes, let's run it. Oh yes, we have got it. GUI calculator, the heading is there, and I think the dimensions are also okay. Plus yes, okay, everything is fine. So now let's go ahead and make the heading of our GUI. So the heading, for heading we will use the label, as I have explained previously. Label, whenever we have to give write anything on the GUI, we use the label functions. So let's start with the label coding. Since it is our heading, since it is a label, the prefix will be LBL, and since it is a heading, so LBL head. LBL head is equals to label. Then we have to give the object of this window when. So object here. And another important thing is the text. Sorry, T small. Text equals to, we'll give the text as welcome to calculator. Welcome to calculator. Okay, that's it. And now the most important thing is we need to place it on the window. So as I have told you previously, there are three main functions to place any label or any widget on the window. That is the place, pack or grid functions. So here we'll be using the place function. So LBL head object name dot place. So we'll have to give two coordinates, x and y. So here I am giving x as a, let's try for 60, and y I'll give 0 because it's a heading. I don't want it to be, I want it to be on the top, so it's okay. Let's try this. Yes friend, you can see the welcome to calculator, it's there. It's not in the center, but let's increase the font size, make it bolder, and give it some font style also. So I think you remember how to give the font size. For that, simply we have to use font equals to, and here we can give three attributes. So I'll give Times New Roman again. You can give anything you like. Times New Roman, and with a comma, let's give the font height. I'll give 15, and if you want to make it bold, just give bold in quotes. Yes, that's it. I think this will work. Yes, perfect. Welcome to calculator. It's in the center. Its font is bigger and bolder. It's okay, and it's in black color. So let's try to change it in a red color. For that, a simple command fg is equals to, in quotes, the color. Here I'll give red. Let's run it. Comma is missing. Yes, welcome to calculator. It's fine, perfect. So it's okay. Now we shall go for another label. So now we need another label so that we can instruct the user to enter the first number in our calculator. So I'll copy the label coding and paste it here and change its name. So since it is our label for first number, so I'll give LBL num1. Here also I'll make the changes, LBL num1. And the most important thing is I need to change the text. Here my text will be enter num1, enter num1. Okay, and my x coordinate will be different. So let's try to give x 10 or 20. Let's start with 20. And here I'll need to give the y coordinates because I want it more downwards. If you want to move it from left to right, you can increase the x. And if you want it more of top to bottom, you can increase the y. Here I'll give the y as let's try for 50. Okay, let's try to run this. Yes, I've got it, but I don't want this label in red color, and I want its font to be a little bit small. So for that, I'll remove this attribute, this widget, FG is equals to red. This will remove its red color. And another thing is, what I can do is decrease its font size from 15. I'll keep it to 13. It will be fine. Let's try to run it. Yes, perfect. Enter num1. It's okay. So to make the user enter its first number, we'll have to give him input box. That is, we called it as entry box. So let's give entry box. So the prefix for entry will be en, and since it is for number one, so for first number for en num1 is equals to entry function. Oh, sorry, entry function. And here we'll need to give the window object similarly as we give it in label win comma. We don't need to give the text, so it's fine. And the lastly we have to place it on the window, so same as en num1 dot place. So two attributes x. So here I'll try to give x as a 150. Let's try for 150. We can change it, and y is equals to y will be same as the label one, because I want both in the same line, means both with the same height but different width. So just x will be changed. Here it's 20, here it's 150, but height is same 50-50. Oh, y I need to give here y equals to, yes, that's it. Let's see if it's okay. Yes, I've got it, and you can see we can type here, but the font inside the entry box is very small, and the width of the entry box is also very small. So I think we should change it, the font size and font style of the first entry box. So to change the font size, we can simply give the font attribute again, font. I can copy this, so I'll just copy this and paste it here, and just change it from 13 to 15 again. Bold, it's okay. Times New Roman, okay, no problem. And I'll just give the width option again. Width is equals to 15, so that it gets some width. So let's check it. Yes, perfect. Now it's as I want. The text is also bigger and bolder. The width is also good. Okay, perfect. So this much is for enter number one, so that user can enter its first number. So half the work is done. So now what we have to do, we have to do the same procedure for label 2, that is enter number 2, and entry box for number 2. So I'll copy the coding of first number, that is num1, and paste it here, and change the label names. it is LBL num1, so now it is num2. Here again num2, LBL num2, and enter num2. Here enter num2. Everything is similar. Now here we'll have to change the x coordinate. No, not x coordinate, the y coordinate. X will be 20, but here the y will be, let's try for increase it by more 50. So now let's make it 100. And here again x will be same 150 and y will be same 100, same as the label. The entry box names should be changed. En num2, again en num2. Okay, I think it's okay. Let's try to run it. Yes, perfect. Enter num1. Here we will enter the number 1 and enter num2. Here we will enter the number 2. It's perfect. So we have done with the labels and entries. So now what we'll do is we'll make another label for the result, so that we can enter the result. So let's make this label will be at most bottom of our coding. So let's make it. So LBL, since it is a label, so LBL, and since it is a result, so RES is equals to, or I'll just simply copy the coding of label, paste it, change its name, LBL result, RES, LBL, RES. I'll not give the text here, or for the time being, so that I can see if my label is appeared or not. I'll give a small text to it as a result. Its font will be much bigger, because it's a result, after all it must be bigger. Let's try for 20. Its x will be, let's try for 200, because I not 200, it will be too much. Let's try for 100. I want it in the center. And y will be, I think, 250 around. Let's try to run it. Yes, you can see here result, it's in the center as I wanted. And yeah, okay, done. So for the time being, I'll just remove the text of this, what we can say, text of this label, because I don't want any text to be appeared. We can add the text once we have done the calculation, but for now we don't need the text. So that's it. Now we have done with the labels and entry boxes. So let's move ahead for our buttons. So for button, a simple function button is there. So for button, we know that we use the prefix btn. It makes us the object names object names prefix is btn. It makes us easy to understand what object it is. So btn, I'll just name it 1 because it's our first button. So btn 1 is equals to button. btn 1 is equals to button. And here simply we need to give the window object. And once we have given the window object, we'll give the text for the button. Here my first button is for addition. So my text is simply a plus sign. A plus sign will do it. And okay, that's it for my button. And the most important thing is btn1 dot place. I need to place it. Sorry. Place. And x and y coordinates. So let's try giving x as a 10 and y as a let's try 200 because I want it above the result. So I think 200 will work. So let's see if we have got any button. Yes, we have got the button. Here you can see it's clickable, but it's very small, and its height is too small, its width is also small, and we also need to change its color and we can even increase its font. So let's make it more beautiful. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll give it a background color. So let's try giving it a background color. So for background color, a simple command bg is equals to, in simple quotes you have to give the color. So here I'll be using salmon. You can use any color you want. Salmon, yes, it's okay. Then we have to give the font. So simple as we've given label font equals to, sorry, here you can give any font. Here I'll try Consolus. It is a type of font style, and I'll try to keep its font height as 15. I think it will be fine. And bold as always, this will do it. So let's try. Yes, you can see we have got a plus button. It's clickable, its font is also increased, and what we can say, but its height is much smaller. We can even increase more width and height of it. So to increase more width and more height, there is another function. So let's try to use that function, that is pad x. So to increase its width, we can use the pad x function. I'll try to give its value as 10. We have to give it a value. Pad x is equals to 10. And to increase the height, there is another function pad y. It will increase its height. So pad y is equals to, I'll try for 5. No, it will be big. Let's try for 3 and a comma. I think this much is okay. Yeah. Let's try to run. Yes, perfect. What we have wanted, it's there. Plus, the button is much wider, much means more height, and everything is fine. It's clickable. It has a different color, and it's perfect. So we have done with our first button. Now just we can copy this code for the second button. So I want second button. I'll just change its name as BTN1 to BTN2. Similarly downwards, BTN2, and the text will be changed from plus. Now I want a minus sign because I want button for subtraction. So minus, okay. Here I'll just change the x. The y will be 200 for every button. So let's do it for 50. 50 will try, and let's check. It's very close to the previous button, so let's give some space between them. I'll try to give it 70. Yes, perfect. So plus minus, two buttons are there with perfect height and perfect width, perfect font, and everything perfect. So just we'll copy the same code again. Just change its name from BTN2 to BTN3, similarly downwards, BTN3. Here the text will be multiplication sign, a star sign for multiplication, and we'll just have to change the x. So here it was 10, here it was 70, so we'll increase more by 60 because the difference is 60. So 70 plus 60, it will make 130. Yes, sorry, 130. Yes, I think this will work. Yes, perfect. You can see plus, minus, multiplication, 3 buttons are there, 2 more to go. Just copy the code, just copy it, and just change the name of the object. 4 5 sorry, 4 again, sorry, 4 and the text will be now division. So for division we'll use this sorry, slash divide by, and the x coordinate will be here more 130 plus 60, so that will make 190. Okay, let's check. Yes, perfect. We have got the button for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So now the last button will be our clear button, because we want to clear the contents of the entry boxes. So I'll just paste the code of button. So here the name will be btn5, here also btn5, and the text will be clear. Okay. And what we have to change, yes, the x coordinate here, x will be, let's try what 190 plus 60, that is 250. So, yes, 250. So I think this will work. Yes, perfect, clear button, exactly what we wanted. So we have done with our button coding, and we have a label here which you can't see right now, but it is there because we don't have given any text here. And so we are done with everything. Now what we have to do is we just have to apply functions on the click of this button. Means if I enter 50 here and if I enter 10 here, what I want to do is on the click of this button addition must happen, on click of this button subtraction must happen, here multiplication, here division, and here both the text fields should get empty. So for that we'll have to apply a function on the click of the button. So I think you guys know how to apply a function. So for button 1 we'll apply the function that for to apply any function or to call any function on the click of a button, there is a attribute called as command. So I'll use that attribute. So command command equals to lambda colon and the function name, that is addition, here it will be addition. So and the parenthesis. So inside this function what we will send is the first number from the user. So to get the first number from the user we'll be using the object of the entry box, first entry box. So it will be en num1 dot get. So this will return us whatever is typed inside what we can say inside first entry box, and similarly we'll get what is typed inside the second entry box using en num2 dot get to get what is written inside the second entry box. And lastly, to print the result of these two, we'll send the lbl result, lbl this result label, lbl res, to print the result. Yes, this will work. But one thing guys, one thing we have to take care is that the whenever user enters any input in the entry box, the input is in string format. So I think I have explained you this scenario in previous video. So to change the string into numbers, here we'll again what we'll do a typecast for that string. So to change that string into number, we'll simply use an int function. So this complete en num1 dot get will be inside that this int function, so that only sorry, spelling mistake here, addition, yes. So while sending the function it will send while calling the function it will send the integer value. Here again int en num2 dot get completely inside this int. So it will send the integer value from entry box 1, and this will also send the integer value from entry box 2, and this is the label. So I'll need to make the function for the same. So my first function here, def addition. So if you guys have any problem in making function, if you don't know how to define a function, please refer Dr. Nilesh Sheke sir's previous video of on how to define a function and how to work on function. It will be helpful to you. So I have defined the function addition, the name must be same because we have to call it. And inside that what will sorry, parentheses are missing, yes. And here what we'll have to catch is the first number num1, I'll call it num1, and the second number num2, and we are sending three three variables, that is first number, second number, and the result label. So result will be saved, result label will be saved in res. Yes, this will work. And in the, what we can say, let's make a variable to catch the result, 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 sorry, result, result equals to, here since it is an addition function, we'll just have to add the number 1 and number 2. So num1 plus num2, and we'll just print the addition that is saved in the result variable, sorry, here result. Yes, that's it, this will work. Let's run this and see if we can add two numbers on the click of the plus button. So the window is okay. Let's try 50, 10. I want the addition. Yes, you can see that the answer is not printed on the window, but you can see here in the console of the Spider, 60 is printed. That is our answer. Because we are not printing it on the GUI, we are just simply given the print statement. So we are getting the answer on the console, means our function is exactly perfectly defined, and it is perfectly callable. So instead of printing it on the console, let's try to print it on the GUI. So to print it on the GUI means we have to use the label, which is the res. We have defined it as res. So what we have to do is simply res dot config, config, or I'll just name it as label, lbl here, and also here, because since it is a label, so we need to take care of the prefix. It will helpful, it will be beneficial for us. Config, config, and inside that we can change the text. So the text is equals to, here I can give the text as result is, here I'll write %d, because integer, for integer value to be printed, we use %d. The %d will be replaced by the integer variable, and to replace %d we'll have to write %, and the variable to which %d must be replaced, that is result. Yeah, that's it. I think this will print our answer on the window. So let's try to run it. Yes, window, sorry, again we'll have to run it. Yes, let's see, 50, 10, add. Yes, perfect, we have getting the result. I think we should change, we should bring the result a bit downwards. So because I think it's much closer to the buttons, we'll have to just increase the y coordinate of the label, result label. Here our result label is there, where it is, yes, here. So we'll have to just increase the y. So from 250, I think I can make it 270. So now let's check, 5, 6 plus, yes, it's now okay, result is 11. So but we have done this for only one function, that is only addition is working, subtraction, multiplication, division are still to come. So now simply we can copy this code, we can copy this command function from the previous button. Let's copy this and we can paste it here. For second button, this second button is for, we can say, minus, because the text is minus here. So here we'll need to change the function name. The function name will be subtraction, and the rest of the thing will be same, the first number, second number, and the result. Similarly, we'll do it for multiplication. Just paste it here. Since it is multiplication, we need to change the function name, multiplication, multi, I don't know the spelling. Multiplication, yes, okay, multiplication. Take care that whatever function name you are defining here should be here. Means whenever you define the function, that name and the function which you are calling, that should be same. So let's do the same for division. So subtraction, multiplication, here we go for division, and same num1, num2, num3. So let's define the three functions. We can copy this function, addition function. We'll just copy it and we'll paste it. Take care that it is close to the right window. Paste, again paste. So here I'll just change the name from addition to subtraction. Subtraction, substraction, yes, subtraction, num1, num2, result. Here result is equals to num1 minus num2, since it is subtraction, so minus. And here I'll change it from addition to multiplication. Multiplication, yes, okay. Num1, num2, result. Here result will be num1 into num2. So just a small change and everything is okay. The result will be printed in the result, what we can say, in the result label LBL RES. So again we'll paste the same code of what we can say addition function, and this one will be for division. Yes, division. Here what we'll have to do is num1 divided by num2, and everything is okay. Let's see, we haven't done the code for clear button, so we'll do it. First let's check if everything is okay. Enter num1, 6, here 3. So 6 plus 3, 9, perfect. 6 minus 3, 3, perfect. 6 into 3, 18, yes, exactly perfect. 6 divided by 3, 2, exactly perfect. So everything is exactly as we want. The answer is exactly perfect. So what we have to do next is we have to activate this clear button, so that once we click on this clear button, these two fields will get empty. So a simply we can copy this much part. Command is equals to lambda and paste it here. Command is equals to lambda. So now here our function name will be clear. Sorry, clear. And okay, here we'll need to send the objects of entry boxes. So the object of first entry box is this en num1. So en num1, comma, and the object of second entry box, that is en num2. So num2, okay. We don't need, yeah, yes, we will also need the result label, so that we can make it clear. We can remove the result of the existing answer. So LBL RES, this, sorry, this LBL RES, the result label LBL RES. Okay, I think it's perfect. So I'll have to define the clear function here. So def clear, and here en num1 for entry box of first number, and en num2 for entry box of second number, and similar our LBL RES, the result label, so that we can clear it. Now we are inside the clear function. So to clear the entry box for first number, a simple command we have to use, that is en num1 dot delete. Yes, en num1 dot delete. And inside that delete function, we have to just give 0, comma, end in caps. Sorry, end in caps. Similarly for en num2, for number 2 entry box dot delete, and inside that, sorry, inside that 0, comma, end in caps. Yes, this will do. And we have to also change the text of the result label. So to change its text, we know the function lbl config. So using the config, we can change the text. So now I'll keep the text as empty. I'll just open the codes and just close it. So this will make the text as nothing, as text empty. So this will work. So let's try. Let's try 9, and the second number I'll give is 3. So 9 plus 3, 12 exactly. 9 plus 9 minus 3, 6, perfect. 9 into 3, 27, perfect. 9 divided by 3, 3, perfect. And clear, yes, exactly what we wanted. We have cleared both the text boxes, and we have also cleared the result label. So we are good to go. Now let's check it for another numbers, like 50, 10 plus it's 60, perfect, minus it's 40, perfect, multiplication it's 50 into 10, 500, yes, perfect, divide, yes, perfect, clear. Now what we will test for another thing here. Please have a look. Here the numbers are 5 and 0. So answer for this is 5, okay. 5 minus 0 is 5, okay. 5 into 0 is 0, okay. But 5 divided by 0 is, here you can see there is a small error. Division by 0. See, you can see this error. If we run this again just for division, 6 divide by 0, and we'll give it for division, we don't get any answer, right? We are not getting any answer, because 6 divided by 0, here an error is getting 0, division error, because we cannot divide anything by 0. So we'll have to use something so that we don't get any error, because this is an exception, right? uh, Not every time we'll divide by 0, so it is an exception. So here we'll use exception handling. What? We'll use exception handling. So if any one of you is having problem in what is exception handling, please refer Dr. Nilesh Sherke sir's video tutorial for exception handling. He has explained everything in very detail. You will get the brief idea of what is exception handling. So for now, I'll be just using exception handling here. You just see. Here I'll put this complete code in try. Here this complete what we can say code inside the division block is now inside the try block. Here it is inside the try block. Okay, and here I'll give one except, and since we have to accept for a 0 division error, so we'll write 0 division error. Yes, perfect. And inside that we can print that you cannot divide by 0. Okay, you cannot divide by 0, so that the user will get a message you cannot divide by 0. Okay, so let's try this. So our previous function was exactly perfect. Now we'll try for just 0 division. Give any number and try to divide it by 0. Yes, you can see here we are getting an previously we were getting an error. See, we were getting an error. Where is that error? I'll show you. Wait a minute. Yes, here we were getting zero division error, right? But now we are getting a message, you cannot divide by zero. So this is means we have handled the exception. So now what we'll do simply is, instead of printing this statement on the console, we'll print this statement on the window. Or I can say that rather printing it on the window will just give a pop-up message. So I think you guys know what is a pop-up message. Pop-up message means a small window will appear that will show an error, that there is a small error. So let's try to give this pop-up. It is a very interesting, guys, so you will like this. So to give this pop-up message, I'll have to import another module. It is a part of tkinter, but we have to import it separately. So from tkinter, import message box. Yes, perfect. From tkinter, import message box. This will import the message box. And second thing is, once we have imported it, we'll use it here. So instead of this print statement, what we'll do is we'll give an error message. So to give the error message, we'll simply write message box dot show error, message box dot show error, show error. And inside that, the title of this, what we can say, pop-up will be error. We have to give two arguments to this, that first one is the title and second one is the message. So the title will be error, and another argument will be our message. So I'll give the same message, same, I can copy from here, you cannot divide by zero. I'll just copy this and just paste it here. You cannot divide by zero. So once I've show error, okay, I think this will work. So the first message is first number is 50, 0. So once we divide, yes, you can see we have got a pop-up, you cannot divide by 0. Yes, so okay, so that we can enter another number. So now we'll enter another number, and now we will divide. So yes, result is 5. 50 divided by 10 is 5, and clear. So guys, we have completed our GUI. I hope you liked it, and it was very interesting in this one to teach this. So guys, this was our second lecture on GUI. So you might have felt it much easier this time, but if you use tkinter more often, you will be by heart with this. So if you will write, I'll give you the coding of this tutorial, and also put your comments so that I'll know about what are your feedbacks. So guys, I'll request you to give your pure feedbacks, and I want you guys to please subscribe my channel, rather subscribe Dr. Nilesh Sherke's channel and share these videos. And if you feel anything, you can find me anytime. So thank you guys, it was much fun with you guys. Thank you so much.